So when I see these kinds of videos that I'm doing right now on LinkedIn and other people's inspirational posts and whatnot, I tend to get a little pit in my stomach, thinking to myself, I could never achieve that. I could never measure up to that. And so that's not my goal by doing this. What I want to do is encourage all of us to make a jump together. And so I'm going to tell you about some of my failures and where I am on the road to success. I'm embarrassed to say that a lot of changes I made in my business and in my personal life, I should have made a long time ago. And it took a pandemic to force me into that discomfort where I was willing to do it. And it shouldn't have taken that. I should have been able to make those decisions on my own earlier. So let me give you an analogy in the airplane. Every time I do this flight, as you look outside, you see I'm not in California. It's very flat, a little humid. This is Texas. I'm going from Houston up to Dallas, and I go back and forth whenever I'm out in Texas a fair amount. And quite honestly, I dread this flight because of the discomfort. In the summertime like this, it is hot. And when you're on the ground and it's 100 degrees and you close the canopy, the cockpit goes to 110, 120, sometimes more before I can get in the air. You're sweating. What's interesting is, once you're in the plane and you're moving, the discomfort, you kind of forget about it. You focus on the task at hand. The most difficult part is when I'm sitting in the air-conditioned terminal before I get out in the airplane to take off. And when I'm sitting there, it's really hard to get your butt out of there, and you'll find any reason to delay the departure. I'll find a new place to go, a new meeting, a place I have to have lunch, anything to avoid getting into the airplane and hitting that discomfort zone. So I asked myself the question, why am I so keyed into my comfort zone? I look back when I was a kid, and I looked at how much progress I made very quickly when I was learning to ride a bike or play a sport or fly an airplane, actually, when I was 16. And so the reason why is because I had outside forcing functions, right? You had a parent that said, hey, I'm going to push you down the driveway on your bike. You better stay right side up. Come on, let's do it. You had peers that were doing things and you were trying to win. You wanted to win the race or win the game or whatnot, and so you force yourself. But as you get into business and you get further in life and you become more successful, you don't have that forcing function anymore. So I'm going back to that. I'm going back to what forces me to live in discomfort so I can move forward. And you know something? I actually love it. I'm trying to, challenge the market, build a new product, bring somebody into my company that's hard to work with, but they have incredible talent and I want to work with them. And I want to hear your stories about what you're doing as well. So please leave comments. This is not about my success. This is about a really tough journey about overcoming discomfort, and I'd love to hear about yours too. Thanks.